what are some of the tools that we have to help our growers make more profitable decisions? And we're going to divide this into really two parts. One are tools to help growers get a better handle of their costs so they can ultimately set proper pricing. And then what the ultimate is access to information. How are we getting visibility to sales data, other profitability data in the system to help you get the information that you need as quickly as possible so you and your team can make the decisions that you need to make.
Yep, and I save this for the end because I think some of this is, you reap the rewards of once you've done all the other things we've talked about, once you do have one system of record. And, as you all know, it's garbage in, garbage out. This isn't some magic system that's going to put all the information in there and spit out the truth for you, right? So you have to, it is does take upkeep, and you got to work on your processes and everything to really utilize this tool. Because, right, if the information is incorrect, then your reports are incorrect. So, we don't want to make any misconceptions there. It does take work. But once you are there, it's like, what are my costs, right? This is probably the toughest issue in the industry, at least where I come from. We didn't really truly know our costs. We kind of did. And I would say there's a lot of nurseries that don't. And if they do, it's in spreadsheets and things. It's not really something that a system is helping them with. So if we go back to our EasyWave Red example, you can see right here the costing method I'm using here for this is FIFO. So the system has LIFO, FIFO, standard, average. I would say most probably do FIFO. There is a few standard, but we can handle any of them. And if we go and remember when we looked at the structure of this item, well, this is actually the cost shares we talk about. And this is that same thing like the structure that shows the production order here that we're going to grow and the plug production order, right? And it has all that same information of the structure, but this is actually showing the cost. So we have a rolled up material cost. We have a rolled up capacity cost. Capacity cost has to do with these work centers where we're like transplanting, spacing, doing the growing. And then we got capacity overhead if we put some of that in there. Anyway, we're getting down to this total cost where I laugh at this because my 1 4-inch cost me $12.83 to grow it. Hopefully that's not your cost. This is a golden petunia. But anyway, you get it. This is this is a good example of if your information isn't good, like mine is not, right? I'm not getting the proper cost here, but you can see if you work on these things, once you get electricity and water and fertilizer, it's complicated, right? So like I said, this isn't going to actually do the work for you, but this is built up to really track everything that goes into this to roll up to one cost. Okay, so that's really important. We also have a SilverLeaf tool that we've added because it's so hard. You got so many different production orders, and the system is capable for, posting the overhead and that as you perform the duties of the production order, right? Or add the tasks, I should say. But that is very hard to keep up on. So we heard from a lot of customers of, boy, I sure wish I could post like overhead labor, kind of by the size of the plant and just spread it over all the production orders for that item. So that's what we did. So we actually created something, it's like overhead by pot size. So I was able to create these groups like a 4-inch annual, I'm saying is about 65%, or sorry, 65 cents per pot. I don't even know if that's realistic or not. But what that means is while this product is in process, it costs me, that's about how much labor it costs by this pot size. So what I can do is pull in all of the lines from all of the different production orders and then create my overhead labor. And what it's going to do is look for what overhead size group it's part of and then post that number to this so you can mass update your overhead and labor. So that's one thing. So now if you know your costs, right? Now comes to the basic or the holy grail, I would say, of once you have been in a system like this for a few years, right? You got to build up your data, you got to make sure it's correct, but then you reap the rewards of the access to the information. And so this is just a snapshot of the Business Manager Role Center inside of Business Central and some of the things it has on there. Just a basic donut little graph here showing my top 5 customers. Nothing too spectacular, but nice. I got favorite accounts, maybe that I'm watching here. You know, and the user has the ability to hide things, add different things like that to really create their own role center of the information that's important to them. I even have a live trial balance down here. And then I also have Power BI. You saw that from the beginning. So this is integrated with Power BI. So I can really access the Power BI reports. I can create them, edit them, everything all from inside Business Central, even though it's really an Office program, right? It's not even part of Business Central, but they've integrated it with it. So this is really like a portal to Power BI. So there's an example of one Power BI report. Now think about this, like where I came from, every report basically you could print it to the screen or you can export it to Excel. So if I wanted to see, you know, sales by product line, I would run it, export it to Excel, and wow, that looks great. Wonder what varieties, you know, are under that product line. What were those sales? Well, that's a different report. So now I got to go export to Excel it by variety. And you can imagine pretty soon I had 15 different reports we're looking at, and we literally had rulers and stuff across the lines of the spreadsheets to try to figure out what we were doing. We'll enter Power BI. So this is reading the information from the system. I got sales year to date right here. This is a snapshot that you can pull in here, or, you know, come in here every day and see where am I at, you know, compared to last year. We're at 22.2 million last year at this time. Prior year to date, we're at 25 million. So we're behind a little bit. Same thing with the month. This is sales month to date. Last year, this same month, we were a little bit more, right? You're going to be able to see your sales by customer. These are all different types of visuals, different ways to look at the information. Like this one is a tree diagram with the sales by category. Really, the bigger the shape here, the more the sales. You can see mostly I sell shrubs. This is a screenshot, so I can't really do anything in here, but as you click on these different things, it sorts the entire report. If I clicked on shrubs, it's going to change every single data point on here to just the shrub number. So the moral of the story here is that when you use tools like this, your information is correct. You're going to be proactive, not reactive, right? We used to wait and get the financial at the end of the month and be like, wow, what happened, right? And it was too late. We weren't really able to really see what was happening in real time. Just one other example. This is a nice 4-year, it's a little bit older report, but 4-year sales of items, you know, and this is the type of report you can use to figure out what are we going to grow, right? I have all the different credits for the 4 years, botrytis, you know, freight delayed by airline, everything that we give a credit for, we you know, track it by reason. So I'm reporting on the different reasons we gave money back, right? And so when you're in here, you can click on any of these numbers and it's going to sort all this, so you can immediately figure out, wow, my biggest selling item also is the biggest culprit of credits, right? Maybe you should look at that. It doesn't necessarily mean that your highest selling item is what you're making the most money on, okay? But we all go back to Excel, right? So then you have your dashboard reporting, which is great, but still, especially the accountants and things like that really want those tabular Excel reports. So we got that too. So we have Excel-based reporting through a system called Cosmos. Cosmos was built for Business Central and doing these Excel-based reports. You actually build the reports in Excel. They've already created all of the data sets and everything in there and really named the fields with a friendly name. So, you know, the average power user in Excel can really create these reports on their own. And it's also integrated with Power BI. So this is really the full package. But like I said, you're going to add the different fields and do that and work on it all inside of Excel to come up with these tabular reports. So that's kind of the gist of it. You can kind of see if you start small and at least get everything into one system, as you work through this and grow with the system, you can reap the rewards of all of the data and insights coming from it.